There's a dry stretch of country in the Southwest where tradition holds that cattle are king, ranching is rough and tumble, and local rules are a bit delicate about the consumption of alcohol. As I said earlier, agriculture is getting more complex. Enter a new generation of men and women that's moving in where cattle are moving out. They put vines together with eye-catching scenery, and they are brewing up a new vintage of southwestern agriculture.
Most people think of France as being where grapes evolved, and actually they're native to the deserts of the Middle East. And because of that, this area is really very good for growing wine grapes.
Stacy Dzelski's not talking about the deserts of California, Arizona, or New Mexico, but a more unlikely spot, the high desert of southeastern Utah, where a winemaking industry is taking hold.
This is the Gewürztraminer.
Gewürztraminer?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're out of your Riesling.
Because I'm sold out on the Riesling right now.
Okay.
Gewürztraminer is known as the Thanksgiving wine because it pairs so well with traditional Thanksgiving menus.
Mm-hmm. Corey and Stacy Dzelski grow 5 acres of wine grapes at their Spanish Valley vineyards on the edge of Moab, Utah. And while it could be a while before they compete with the best wines of California and other states, their reds and whites have proven very popular.
And probably the Riesling is our biggest seller. And it has to do with that we're so warm here in Moab, about 8 or 9 months out of the year. And the sweet, fruity wines taste awfully good under the tree when it's 100 out.
Utah may seem an unlikely location for producing wine. For one thing, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Mormons, whose members make up a significant portion of the state's population, preaches against alcohol consumption. But the state government has made changes in the laws concerning production, due in part to efforts from wineries in the region.
It's been a challenge, but it's been fun at the same time. The people I bought the winery from were very LDS. In fact, they made thousands of gallons of wine and never tasted any of it.
Until recently, Utah imposed a hefty tax on every bottle of wine produced and sold in the state, as well as restricting the hours that tasting rooms could be open. So Colin Fryer argued on behalf of local vintners.
So I was successful in getting the taxes reduced and successful in allowing wineries to be open on those legal holidays and Sundays. So we now have a fighting chance, and we're thinking that the wine industry is going to really prosper.
Turns out, a study conducted by the University of Arizona determined that growing wine grapes around Moab might be the best use of land formerly devoted to grazing cattle. Colin heard the clarion call, bought Castle Creek, and ramped up production of Cabernet, Merlot, Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, and Chenin Blanc. Smells good.
I'm still mostly a cowboy and a rancher at heart, and I have a couple of 100 mother cows, and I still keep those because I love them. But the reality is, it's hard to make a living. It's hard to feed your family, and so we've diversified into tourism. And now, to keep our foot in the agricultural door, we think that wine grapes is something that will keep us farming and keep our land open and keep our water work and kind of keep a little dirt in our cuffs, so to speak.
But he hasn't stopped there. Next to the vineyards, he's built a lodge that overlooks the Colorado River. It's a spot that's become popular with whitewater rafters. If things go according to plan, winery-based agritourism could become a key attraction in this scenic region, and winemakers might just end up sharing the spotlight with cowboys on the state's agricultural stage. And here in the Southwest, a growing wine industry is not limited just to Utah. Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico have abundant sun and the kind of soil perfect for growing wine grapes. And that's our show for today. We thank you for watching. I'm Paul Ryan, and we want to see you next time right here in America's Heartland.